Hello, coin enthusiasts and history lovers. Welcome back to Old Charles, your one-stop channel for exploring fascinating coins from around the world. Today, we're diving deep into a piece of American history, the 1965 United States Liberty Quarter Dollar. What makes this coin special, and how much is it worth today? Stick around to find out. Before we jump into its value, let's first understand the coin's unique history, design, status, and price. On the website, the Treasure Cast will have all the information you need about the United States Liberty Quarter Dollar. Stick around to find out. Before we jump into its value, let's first understand the coin's unique history, design, and significance. The year 1965 was a turning point for U.S. coinage. Why? Because it marked the beginning of a major change in the materials used to make coins. Prior to 1965, U.S. quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, due to rising silver prices and a coin shortage in the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition to a copper-nickel-clad design. This was the first year of quarters without silver content, a move that defined modern coinage. Now let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, or the front, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The profile has become iconic on U.S. quarters. On the reverse, or the back, you'll see an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with 2 olive branches below. This powerful image symbolizes strength and peace. The inscriptions include United States of America, U at 16.5 E, the letter D, and quarter dollar. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighs 5.67 grams. It's made of a copper core sandwiched between 2 layers of copper nickel. When it comes to coin collecting, variations and errors can make a huge difference in value. For the 1965 quarter, there are a few things to watch out for. Some 1965 quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover 90% silver planchettes from 1964. These rare errors are highly sought after and can fetch thousands of dollars at auctions. Look for doubling on the obverse inscriptions or reverse details. Though rare, these errors can increase the value of your coin. If the design isn't perfectly aligned, you could have an error coin worth more than face value, tons of dollars. And you could have an error coin worth more than face value. So what's the value of a 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar today? Let's break it down. Most 1965 quarters found in pocket change are worth face value just 25 cents. However, if rewind to the early 1960s. This time, the United States was facing a serious coin shortage. Silver prices were rising rapidly, and people began hoarding silver coins, including dimes, quarters, and half dollars, for their intrinsic metal value. By 1964, this issue had escalated to the point where the U.S. Mint had to take action. The Coinage Act of 1965 was passed. This legislation eliminated the use of silver in circulating quarters and dimes. Instead, the Mint introduced a new copper-nickel-clad composition, which remains the standard for these coins today. The transition wasn't just about cost, it was also about practicality. Removing silver allowed the Mint to produce coins more efficiently and in greater quantities, to meet the growing demand. The 1965 quarter was the first of its kind, a modern coin designed to be durable and affordable. Interestingly, while the design of the quarter remained the same, the material shift was a game changer. Prior to 1965, quarters were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. Starting in 1965, they were made with a copper core layered with a copper-nickel alloy. This gave the coins their distinct silvery appearance, even though they contained no actual silver. The 1965 quarter was also notable for what it lacked: a mint mark. To avoid confusion during the transition, the U.S. Mint decided not to include mint marks on any coins that year, even though they were all produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The Coinage Act of 1965 didn't just impact quarters, it reshaped coinage as a whole. It marked the end of an era for silver coins and the beginning of the modern era of durable, everyday coinage. So the 1965 quarter isn't just a piece of change, it's a reflection of a turning point in U.S. economic and monetary policy. It tells the story of how America adapted to new challenges and embraced innovation. When it comes to coin collecting, the condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its value. The 1965 Liberty Quarter Dollar is no exception. Let's break down how condition impacts its worth, starting with the grading system. Coin collectors use a grading scale ranging from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. Here's what that looks like for the 1965 quarter. These coins are heavily worn, with most details of the design almost completely faded. Such coins are generally worth only their face value, 25 cents. The details are more visible but still show significant wear. These coins may fetch slightly more than face value, around 50 cents to $1. Coins in this range have moderate wear, but most of the design elements are still sharp and well-defined. These can sell for $1 to $2 among collectors. These coins show only slight traces of wear on the highest points of the design. They are much more desirable, with values ranging from $5 to $10. Coins in mint state are uncirculated and look as though they just left the mint. The higher the grade within this range, the more valuable the coin. For a 1965 quarter in MS65 or higher, collectors might pay $15 to $25 or more. A big part of assessing a coin's condition is looking at key areas of the design, like George Washington's hair on the obverse or the eagle's feathers on the reverse. If those details are sharp and clear, your coin could be in a higher grade. If you're serious about evaluating your coin's condition, I highly recommend using tools like a magnifying glass or lupe, and if possible, having the coin professionally graded like PCGS or NGC. Keep in mind that condition isn't the only factor. Rare errors, like those struck on silver planchets or with double die details, can significantly increase a coin's value, even if the coin shows some wear. To preserve your 1965 quarter, store it properly. Use coin holders or albums to protect it from scratches, tarnishing, or further wear. Avoid cleaning your coins, as this can actually decrease their value. This section provides valuable insights for collectors and highlights how condition impacts both standard and rare coins. Let me know if you'd like additional details or changes.